And now for our election coverage over the next half hour, our special focus will be on Tamil Nadu as 39 seats in Tamil Nadu and the lone Puducherry constituency go to polls tomorrow.
Now, the southern state, which has so far witnessed a bipolar contest between the AIADMK and the DMK all these years, is having a triangular contest this time between the ruling DMK and its allies, the AIADMK and the BJP. In the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, the DMK led the alliance had swept the state by winning 38 out of these 39 seats.
Well, the BJP couldn't open its account in the 2019 elections in Tamil Nadu, but it's hoping for a favorable gains this time around. Will PM Modi's southern push pay dividends for the BJP? The NDTV poll of polls has given the NDA 2 seats in Tamil Nadu, with the India bloc getting around 33 seats and AIADMK at 4. So who will emerge as the biggest winner in the state of Tamil Nadu? Only the results will tell on June 4th. And as our mega coverage on the elections continues, we are being joined today on the panel with the senior journalist Aarti R. Jairath, R.K. Radhakrishnan, Senior Associate Editor, Frontline, G.C. Shekhar, Senior Journalist, also joining us on the broadcast, and my colleague Veera Raghav.
That's right, and Sam Daniel also there with us. And first, let's go across to Sam, who is, who's been covering this election, the build-up. Finally, Sam, tomorrow is the voting day. It's been very, very interesting. The number of times the Prime Minister has visited the state has also been something that has been a big talking point. Sam, over to you ahead of the elections. What are the big issues that you found on the ground?
Thank you, Gargi and Rishika. We come to you from the Marina Beach in Chennai, where hundreds of people are enjoying the sea breeze as we overlook the lighthouse, the spectacular, iconic lighthouse here. And for ordinary people, issues like price rise, employment, things like that matter. But for political parties, for the ruling DMK, it is taking up the issue of federalism, financial discrimination, as it calls it. The AIADMK is again talking about state rights. It's looking for a favorable verdict, taking advantage of what it calls the anti-incumbency in Tamil Nadu. The BJP for the first time is fighting alone without a Dravidian ally, and they hope that the Prime Minister's frequent campaigns, his model of development and their state leader Annamalai's recent Padayatra will help them to break new grounds, perhaps win seats. That's something Prime Minister's campaign will be put to test this time in Tamil Nadu. With me, Mr. Giridharan and Vinod, thank you very much for your time. As a voter in Chennai, what are the key issues this time before you decide on who to vote?
I think the most important issues are economic development, education and healthcare and unemployment. Currently, the ruling party is far removed, at the center is far removed from these issues and is focusing on majoritarian and communal issues. While they came to power saying that corruption will be removed, thanks to the electoral bonds and all the data that has been disclosed, corruption is rampant and institutions are being destroyed. That has to be checked. These are the issues which I think are most important, and I hope that the electorate votes wisely.
The Prime Minister campaigned in Chennai at least 8 times before the elections. He's talking about family politics, corruption in the state. Will the BJP be able to open their account this time in Tamil Nadu?
I doubt whether BJP will make any mark in Tamil Nadu, particularly because they are standing it alone. Possibly they'll improve their vote share, but I don't think that they're going to make a mark at all. Right. The very fact that the Prime Minister has come 8 times to Tamil Nadu when he has busier things to handle shows his desperation.
We also have a youngster, Vinod. For people like you, many of them first-time voters, what are the issues they look at this time?
I would look at issues like education. The key factor is that most people, like from the poorer sections of our society, would like to have more education benefits or perks provided for them. And if any government is willing to provide that, I'm sure we would like to have that seen.
Why do you think that's important?
Because education is something that is key to evolving as a country, as a society in its whole. So
it's a long weekend from tomorrow. Do you think youngsters like you will take time to vote, or would it be a long weekend for them to take a vacation of sorts?
It's a 50-50 chance. If I was to talk of my friends, who I shall not be naming, they have planned to take a trip across Pondicherry because it's a holiday. But I still feel that there is a lack of understanding among the youth of how important the elections truly are.
Right. Briefly, Giri, one side has a PM face, whereas the India Alliance, the BJP has a PM face, the India Alliance doesn't have. Would that matter for voters like you?
I don't think it would matter. To me, certainly it does not matter. I think the hero worship of a single individual is very wrong, and that is what Dr. Ambedkar warned against in his 3 warnings to the Constituent Assembly on the eve of the Constitution coming into force. And whereas it is the Parliament which has to elect, so after the election, I'm sure the MPs will elect their leader.
Would people like you vote tomorrow?
Of course, I will. And the very fact that our friend said that the youngsters are going to Pondicherry rather than vote shows the cynical atmosphere prevailing among the youth, which is very dangerous for democracy.
Thank you, Giri and Vinod. So, Rishika and Gargi, a fascinating triangular contest this time in Tamil Nadu. And it will be interesting to see what the final verdict would be. Would the ruling DMK be able to retain their sweep like last time? Will the AIADMK reclaim their lost ground, or will the BJP break new grounds? That will be a fascinating thing to watch.
Absolutely. That's a big question, and all eyes will be on the elections tomorrow. Ms. Aarti, if I could come to you first. Well, it's going to be a triangular fight this time around. Well, between the BJP, the AIADMK and the DMK. The BJP, of course, at this moment is trying to make big inroads in the southern states, including in Tamil Nadu. We do understand last time around it couldn't open its account in Tamil Nadu. But this time it's hoping for favorable gains. What are the chances of the BJP's success? How do we see this?
Well, I mean, I think I would agree with the gentleman who spoke to your correspondent there. You know, the BJP...
He had a lot of opinions there.
He had a lot of opinions, but
opinions,
on this point I would certainly agree with him, because I think the BJP is a very new party in Tamil Nadu. It doesn't have an organization, it doesn't have, you know, the kind of grassroots presence that, say, the DMK has, or even the AIADMK, which, mind you, is pretty rudderless now, you know, after Jayalalitha's death. But still, you know, it does have, you know, a grassroots presence. I think the BJP has a fairly dynamic leader in Annamalai, but he took charge of the state unit, what, about a year ago, a year and a half ago? You know, and he's not a politician actually, he's a former bureaucrat, he's an IAS officer.
Yes.
So, you know, he would need time to develop the kind of organization that the BJP would need to challenge entrenched parties like the DMK and the AIADMK. So, you know, maybe next elections. These elections, you know, perhaps as the gentleman said, the BJP will improve its vote share because of the kind of push that the PM has given, visiting Tamil Nadu so many times. But in terms of a breakthrough, you know, maybe one seat, it has won one seat in the past. It did not last time, but in 2014 it won one seat in Tamil Nadu. So, you know, one seat or so, but...
One or two maybe. NDTV poll of polls gives NDA 2.
But well, that's not enough for that 370, 400 target that the BJP has set for itself.
Let's go across to Mr. Radhakrishnan now. And before I do come to you, sir, I just want to say that if the youngsters in Chennai, etc., if you're watching, please do go out and vote. Don't go to Pondicherry this weekend like that young man said there. But Mr. Radhakrishnan, your view, you know, now we're on the eve of elections. The BJP has given a huge push. The Prime Minister visiting Tamil Nadu several times. Various issues were also raised. Sanatan Dharm. You had the issue of also the Kacha Thivu island being raised. How much of all this really had resonance? Because what works in the north of the Vindhyas doesn't really work in the south.
Absolutely, Gagi. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, the Prime Minister, this is the largest number of times a Prime Minister has visited Tamil Nadu in independent India. 8 times. No other Prime Minister, starting with Jawaharlal Nehru, has made so many trips to Tamil Nadu in such a short span of time. So the next question that immediately comes up to the mind of the people here, both in Chennai, which was affected by floods in December, and of course in south of Tamil Nadu, where Prime Minister went to Kanyakumari, and of course Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi and whatnot, is that what happened when the floods were on here? Then we were told that the Prime Minister is too busy to come here and visit us, even though he was very close, 200 miles away in Tiruchi. So these questions come to the mind. 8 times the Prime Minister coming because he wants the votes. But then when the entire half the state was underwater, he doesn't turn up. Kachativu, yes, I've written a very detailed piece in Frontline. I hope you get to read it. But then Kachativu has been dropped from the BJP's manifesto itself. It doesn't have any resonance in Tamil Nadu because the Kachativu and fishermen's issue are completely two different issues. 2014, Aarti had mentioned, yes, 2014 BJP won a seat here because the Congress and the DMK fought as separate parties. They were not in alliance at that point of time. And Kanyakumari is the only place where the four political parties are in equal strength: AIADMK, DMK, Congress, and the BJP. And that possibly is the place where the BJP possibly is thinking that it can win. But all the numbers that come in, including the BJP's own internal surveys, indicate that it's going to be 39-0 in favor of the DMK alliance, and most of the surveys also point to that.
All right.
Of course, yours is a poll of polls. And again, issues-wise, I think there is a latent, silent wave against the BJP government at the center, and it's not a positive wave for the DMK, but at the same time, it's a negative wave against the BJP, possibly anti-incumbency that is at work, which is giving 39-0 to the DMK Congress combined.
Okay, so the AIADMK and the BJP also split some time back, and that might also, might not work in the favor of the BJP or even for the DMK. That definitely remains to be seen. Let me go across to my colleague Veera Raghav here. Veera Raghav has been extensively covering Tamil Nadu. He's been on the ground for the last few days. Veera Raghav, what's the sense prevailing on the ground? Which way is the wind blowing, if I may ask?
I think it would be unfair to put the wind blow away a day before the polls. Well, the state will come out and vote, and it will come out in its way. I think it's been a fascinating contest. Let's just sum up the campaign, as what R.K. Radhakrishnan and Aarti Jarat as well said. On the one hand, an ideological confrontation, that's a conscious decision by the DMK to push that campaign. They don't want the issues of local anti-incumbency to be the focus. So the overriding theme of the DMK campaign has been this ideological confrontation, which is to their advantage. The BJP tried with the family rule and corruption allegation. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'll come to that in a bit. And the third, of course, the AIADMK. Remember, it's also a test of whether the two-leaf symbol, which has been dominant in Tamil Nadu along with the rising sun symbol, can hold its own. And here, vote shares would be an extremely crucial indicator of what's to come. I think R.K. Radhakrishnan and other observers would also accept that this is possibly the first time that when you saw campaigning at a grassroots level, along with the AIADMK and the DMK cacophony that you hear on the ground, you also heard the BJP's cacophony. So they have put up a fight, and you may see that reflection in terms of vote shares in several of the constituencies. We'll have to wait and see how this fascinating contest turns out. But remember, this would be a benchmark for what's to come. I don't know what's to come in this, but whatever comes out of this election would be a benchmark for how Dravidian politics evolves towards the 2026 assembly elections. Maybe G.C. Shekhar could give us a better idea as to what he thinks will play out.
Right, G.C. Shekhar, your comments on that, and constantly we've heard this comment from BJP and BJP leaders that now it's, Tamil Nadu is ready to move beyond Dravidian politics. Also, there's a lot of talk of the swing voters, and that is what the BJP is trying to, pull towards them. Your opinion on that?
That's true. BJP is pinning its hope on younger voters who have been attracted to Annamalai's leadership and also the uncommitted voters. And they're also they're also counting on voters who normally voted for AIADMK when Jayalalitha was around, because she had a greater chances of winning than to the BJP. So those voters will now vote for the BJP. So the BJP's main strength has been Modi's frequent visits and Annamalai's relentless campaign. And also you have to see that the DMK, which initially said that the fight was between Stalin, who said that the fight was between DMK and AIADMK, has now said that this election is not about who you elect, but who you should not elect. Even today, if you saw the front page of the newspapers, the DMK took out full-page advertisements which said that, will you vote for the BJP again? Do you want them to rule you again? So Stalin has essentially made it a fight into DMK versus BJP. But what has happened is that the ADMK has been, ADMK and BJP will be now fighting for the second place. Definitely the DMK is in the pole position. It has 11-party alliance, and also on the opposite side, the anti-DMK votes are split between the BJP and the ADMK. So with the DMK having a solid alliance, anything above 30 seats is sort of taken. But what happens if the BJP manages to win even 1 or 2 seats is that the BJP is presenting to the voters that if its MPs are elected, they have a chance of becoming ministers. But whereas if you vote for the DMK or the ADMK, you will have only MPs who will be sitting in the opposition. So whether that will make any impact on the voters, whether the voters will be swayed by that line of argument remains to be seen.
Okay, my colleague Veera Raghav also wants to make a point there. Veera.
No, very quickly, Kitty. I think the fascinating aspect of this contest, and just in 20 seconds, is that the optics and the battle is a DMK-BJP battle, but on the ground it's a DMK-AIADMK battle. So it's just one of those fascinating contests in Tamil Nadu where all the talk is a DMK versus BJP ideological confrontation. You don't hear the AIADMK so much in terms of the optics, but on the ground, you see a lot of young AIADMK candidates trying to put up and ensure that the two-leaf symbol remains relevant. I think the battle for the AIADMK is to make the two-leaf symbol remain relevant in terms of vote share and not lose their core vote.
Okay,
all
so
right. I suppose that's the view from Delhi as well, that when we say it's the DMK versus a BJP battle that we're really seeing there. But as V. Raghav has said, on the ground the situation very different. Yes.
Well, yes, Ms. Aarti, I mean, would you agree to that? Because, as the kind of sentiment that has been coming from the ground, and Veera Raghav, my colleague Sam, have also been reporting on the ground, this looks like a AIADMK and versus DMK battle. That is the kind of sentiment that's coming from the ground. How do we see AIADMK's prospects here?
So, the AIADMK has been quite rudderless, as I said, after Jayalalitha. And, there was that whole thing of Shashikala trying to take over and, so on and so forth. So, I mean, although, it does have a grassroots presence very clearly. And yes, as Veera said, that there are these young AIADMK candidates who are trying to make their presence felt. And there is an organization there. But, without a leader to helm all that, I think it's very, very difficult. And, Jayalalitha was such a towering personality in, Amma and her canteens, the legacy she's left behind. AIADMK is trying to live off that, but without a face, I think it becomes difficult for the AIADMK.
All right, talking of faces,
and that I think is what the BJP is hoping, actually, that that they can
the BJP
fill
even
that
accused
vacuum.
that the DMK is bolstering AIADMK.
Yeah.
That accusation was also made by the BJP, that to count or cut votes into the BJP, that DMK was bolstering AIADMK. But V. Raghav, just for viewers, some of the very interesting contests to look out for tomorrow.
That's right. Let's just take you through some of the key contests. First, from the DMK side, obviously, you've got Kanimuri Karunanidhi from Thoothukudi, Dayanidhi Maran from Chennai Central, T.R. Balu from Sri Perambatoor. These are faces that have dominated the DMK. For instance, Chennai Central, the DMK has won since 1996, lost only once in 2014. T.R. Balu, again, 6-time MP. So is A. Raja from Nilgiris. First, he was from Perambalur, and then from 2014, he's been 2009, he contested in Nilgiris, lost in 2014. From the AIADMK point of view, as was pointed out, extremely new candidates. Obviously, Edappadi Palaniswamy had to justify those decisions, saying that, look, we've always been a party that's fielded new candidates. You've got some really fascinating contests like Jayavardhan in Chennai Central, who's the son of Jayakumar, who was a very powerful AIADMK leader. Like that, several family members and their children fielded in several constituencies. Interestingly, Coimbatore, you've got two IIM candidates fighting each other out. Singai Ramachandran of the AIADMK is an IIM Ahmedabad alumnus. Anna Malai from IIM Lucknow. That takes us to the BJP's key candidates. Of course, the big face is Anna Malai. Then you have other strong BJP candidates in down south. Somebody like Nayanar Nagendran, who's considered an old AIADMK leader who's shifted out. Of course, In terms of optics, you've got the former governor of Telangana, Tamilisai Soundararajan, contesting from Chennai. So those are the fascinating contests. Maybe just weigh in with RK and GC Shekhar on the role of the AIADMK in these elections, Gargi.
Well, absolutely. And Mr. Radhakrishnan, much has been talked about Mr. Annamalai here, but Tamilisai Soundararajan, she resigned just some time back from the post of governor, and she's been fielded by the BJP in South Chennai constituency. What are her chances? Because many say she's a good face. She may be a good face, but it looks like an unwinnable election for her.
Yes, Kitty, absolutely right. Dr. Tamilisai is a very lovely woman to know and lovely person to interact with. She, in fact, was the person who went around to every single village in Tamil Nadu when she was BJP president saying, Tamarai Malarnde Thirum, that the flower lotus will definitely blossom. And she took the party to every single village in Tamil Nadu. She had a huge role in setting up the party in Tamil Nadu. And after that, of course, she was rewarded with a governorship. Now she comes back again to the field, and this is possibly not the place that she should have contested. I would, of course, ask GC Shekhar also. If she was in, say, Tirunelveli, for instance, she was definitely winning Tirunelveli. Even though Nayanar Nagendran, as of today, is trailing behind the Congress candidate, I would definitely say that Tirunelveli is a place where Dr. Tamilisai would have won, and she has extensive contacts in those areas. Of course, she contested from Thoothukudi the last time in 2019 and lost by a huge margin, but then that was a wave election.
All right. Well, we're completely out of time now. We're going to have to wrap it here. But thank you all for joining us on the program. And tomorrow, Tamil Nadu votes. All 39 seats go to the elections. And we want to, tell everyone to come out and cast their vote tomorrow and not make a long weekend of it.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for watching. It's time for a short break here.